Well, hello there! Hello and welcome back to the one. My name's Beast today. We're back with, IxSHE. Is there anything I want to say? I don't think there was. Oh, I guess I could give a quick update on who is currently winning the poll. So, let's go ahead and take a look into that one. So, let's go here. Community tab. Currently, Coast of the Nuts in the Last Resort is still winning. So, yeah. It has like 48%. Overall, there's 153 votes. And the second place is Noble Works. So, yeah. With 34%, by the way. So that's how everything is looking right now, and let's just keep going. Carrying a bit more than usual today, aren't you?
体操服が入ってるので、ちょっと多くなってますわね。
After school, Yui and I agreed to meet up in front of the school gate before making our way to her house. She'd been feeling bad about making me pass by my dorm every time I walk her home, but finally relented when I told her I'd do it because I enjoy it.
はじめさん、今日は一つわがままを言ってもよろしいでしょうか。
Meeting your parents? Sure, I guess.
はじめさんの部屋に伺いたいのですが。
As in, like, today? Right now?
急な話で申し訳ないのですが、青葉からはじめさんのお話を聞いているうちに、行きたい気持ちを抑えられなくなってしまいまして。
Alba, what kind of stuff have you been telling her? Asamasa likes to barge into my room from time to time, so I always try to keep it at least decently presentable. Well, sure, it's not super clean or anything, though, so don't expect too much.
よろしいんですか?
Yeah, it's not like I have anything to hide. Besides, you invited me to your place last time, so I should return the favor.
やった!お願いしてみるものですわね。
Kinda wish you would have said something earlier, though. Then I could have cleaned up properly.
それが、理由がないとなかなか言い出せなくて。以前お部屋に入った時は、はじめさんからの頼まれ事でしたので。
Alright, at the barbecue. From her perspective, I could have been busy today, so I can understand why she was hesitant to ask, especially if she didn't have any particular reason to visit.
ですが、急な申し出になってしまい、本当にすみません。
It's fine. I know it must have been hard to say, anyways, as a girl. But if there's ever something you want to do or try, feel free to ask me.
他のことなら、何気なく聞いたり、お願いすることもできるんですが、やはり、以前と関係も違いますし、彼のお部屋となっては、楽しみにするのと言っても無理な話ですわ。
Even though she's flushing scarlet as she says this, my face is probably the same shade of red. You know, considering she told me she was never able to invite anyone to her house before, I'm guessing she hasn't been to her friends' houses very often either. Well, I got pretty excited wondering what your room was like too last time. Though, truth be told, I wasn't thinking very clearly when I actually went inside. I'm used to Alba's room, but other than her, I've never really been to another girl's room before.
花森先輩は?
She and her brother Yasamasa used to share a room when we were kids, but I've never been inside her room ever since she got her own.
そうですか.
Despite her careful tone, the corners of her mouth curled into a smile.
ですが、私の部屋も、女の子の部屋として見たら変わっていると思いますが。
As a guy, I can tell you that's only a positive. Besides, the work table isn't that unusual. Hell, I've got an entire Dutch oven in my room. Now that I think about it, my room is a bit different from your typical boy's room as well.
そんなのは些細な問題ですわ。私は、はじめさんが普段生活しているお部屋に 遊びに行ってみたいだけですから。
Gonna roll around in his bed again?
ありのままのはじめさんを見せてください。
That said, it's still a little nerve-wracking having my girlfriend over for the first time. Alright, just please don't complain about how messy my room is. It might just be a few pajamas on the floor, but still.
朝は何かと時間が足りませんし、仕方ありませんわ。ですが、はじめさんが朝から慌ただしくしてるなんて想像ができませんわ。
I have days when I sleep in too. I try not to be late most days, but I've got it pretty close a few times. What about you, Yui? Don't you ever oversleep?
寝坊しないよう、アラームも早めにかけていますから。
I used to
問
set
題あ
my
りま
alarm.
せんわ。
I used to set my alarm like, I think like 2 hours before my bus actually arrived. Back when I was at school. Because that's just how long I needed to properly wake up. And I had like, what? Hold on. So 12 alarms set up. Every 5 minutes. Potentially 13. Anyways.
お父様たちは家を空けてばかりで、一人暮らしと変わりませんし。
Man, all alone in that big
恥
house.
ずかしい話。朝はあんまり強くないので、早めに起きてないと動けなくて。
Fuck mornings. Really? That's a little surprising. You always seem to have it together normally. I grin picturing Yui stumbling out of bed with her eyes half closed. I'll get the chance to see it for real one day.
恋人にだらしない姿を見せたくありませんし、私だって生徒会長、しっかりしないといけませんから。
Still, you gotta blow off steam sometime. You'll burn yourself out if you force yourself to act so perfect all the time.
はじめさんと一緒にいるときはリラックスできていますし、気を抜くという意味ではしっかりできてますわ。
Yeah? It always feels like you're the one looking after me, though.
それは以前にも言いました通り、私のプライドですから。やはり好きな人の前ではよく見られたいじゃありませんか。
Yes, that's true. Chatting idly, we turn around and head back in the direction of the dorm. It's a bit messy, but come on in.
お邪魔します。
Since I'm inviting a girl into my room, I thought I'd at least mention it to Yamabuki, our dorm supervisor. But she apparently isn't back yet. I'm sure it'll be fine as long as I tell her later, though, so I usher Yui
なん
inside.
だか以前とは違って見えますわ。
How so?
ああ、いえ、あくまで気持ちの問題で、見ているとドキドキすると申しますか。
Seeing Yui blush like that starts to make me feel a little embarrassed as
です
well.
が、普段から綺麗にされてますのね。
Yasumasa, Shuri's brother, that is, likes to come in here like he owns the place quite often, so I guess I picked up the habit of keeping things
そう
clean.
なんですか。
Yui fidgets restlessly with her eye as her eyes sweep around the room. Looking more excited than nervous, she seems to be finding it hard to settle down. If there's anything you're curious about, you're welcome to look around.
では、この金属の板は何ですか？燻製の匂いがしますけど。
That's a collapsible smoking rack.
なるほど、これが。
Want to try some of the cheese I told you about last time?
はい、ぜひ。
I thought
こ
so.
れを。へえ、こうして組み立てますのね。コンパクトになって機能的ですわ。
As something of an inventor herself, Yui studies the smoke rack's design with great curiosity. I was wondering what sort of things we could talk about to help us find common ground, but it makes me happy to see her showing interest in my hobbies as well. So, how does it compare to your room? It's a bit smaller than yours, isn't it?
お部屋ですか？ そうですわね。はじめさんと二人で生活するなら、もう少し広さが欲しいところですが。
Wait, what?
はい。今のはまるで、大人の男性のような素敵なお部屋ですわ。
That first response. Yui, have you been thinking about moving in with me?
それは、はい、すみません。
Hug her! There we go. Got it out of my system. Don't apologize, I'm a bit surprised, but I'm glad you're thinking about that.
本当ですか?
Of course. Yui looks up at me, gauging my expression. In response, I give her a light pat on the head, and she closes her eyes blissfully.
すぐにとは言いませんが、いつかは。
Ah, that sounds wonderful. Alright, have a seat. I'll go get you something to drink.
私も何かお手伝いを。
Come on, just sit. You're my guest here, so just take it easy.
いいえ、少しでも、はじめさんと一緒にいたいので。
Oh, alright then. That one really hit me in the heart. Honestly, this is what a couple is all about. Looks like it's almost time for curfew. I'll go ahead and walk you home.
はい。
Time had passed as we sipped our tea, and by the time we'd finished, the sun had begun to set. The temperature outside had grown rather chilly as well. They say time flies when you're having fun, but it really had gone all by all too soon. It's a bit cold out there. I'll lend you my gloves.
いえ、寒さには強い方ですし、大丈夫です。
Well, if you say so. That said, Yui still stares at me as if she has something to say. But it's getting pretty dark. I won't be able to walk her home if we don't leave soon.
一生のお願いをしてもいいですか?
A very big favor? Is it really something that important?
今日、このままはじめさんのお部屋に泊まらせていただけませんか?
Here? Wait, what? You want to stay the night in my room? Did I hear that right?
ええ。今日はお母様たちも戻ってきませんし。
Hold on. Pretty sure that's against dorm rules, but okay. Hold on. Isn't that even more reason not to? She'd be staying out overnight without their permission.
本来であればいけないこと、それはもちろん分かっています。今までは、あの家に一人でもそれが当然であり。ですが。
Oops. Fuck. She looks away for a moment, searching for her next
はじ
words.
めさんのせいにするつもりはありません。ですが、はじめさんと一緒に過ごすようになってから、どうにも寂しさを感じるようになってしまい。
Well then! Unconsciously, my eyes shift towards the ceiling. As student council presidents, Yui and I both have a responsibility to set an example for our fellow students. Naturally, that means abstaining from any morally questionable behavior. But I just can't bring myself to say no to her. Even putting aside the fact that she is my girlfriend, I'm the sort of guy who can't turn a blind eye to someone in need. This is a hard choice.
もちろん、はじめさんにご迷惑をおかけするわけには参りません。
Badger!
帰れとおっしゃるのなら、おとなしくおいとまいたします。
She's only making it harder for me to say no! But let her stay, I'm definitely going to get horny too. And Yui did say this was a very big favor. What are you gonna do about your clothes though?
念のため、お泊まりの準備もしっかりできてますわ。
She planned this. What? You mean this was your plan all along? This girl's got some nerve. The whole thing almost seems like a childish prank of hers. I find myself reflexively smiling at the thought.
なるべくお部屋から出ないようご飯も買っておきましたし、携帯用の歯ブラシセットなどもバッチリですわ。
Yui reaches into her bag, pulling out all sorts of overnight toiletries and spreading them out on the bed. She sure came prepared, I'll give her that. Wish she would have said some earlier, though.
それは普通に考えたら断られると思いましたし。
Oh, okay. So basically you just want me to spoil you all day today.
恥ずかしながら、はじめさんとお付き合いしてからの私、なんだか弱くなってしまったようで。
I think it's been a long time since I last did this, but let her stay, motherfucker. Let her stay. Time to break the thing. Need to stop messing around with that.
もちろん、止めていただく以上、できる限り夜のお相手もさせていただきますので。
What? Slow down, slow down! Can't believe she's serious about this. Alright, you can stay. But this is a one-time exception, got it?
本当によろしいんですか？
Yes. Just promise me you'll stop trying to use this kind of stuff as a bargaining chip from now on.
すみません。
Given her honest apology, she probably understands why it isn't exactly the best way to go about getting what you want. It's okay, I'm happy to spend more time together too, and being able to spend the night with you on top of that is like a dream come true. It's just our dorm supervisor, Yamabuki, has a nose like a bloodhound when it comes to catching rule breakers. We'd better be careful.
そうですわね。
Our biggest problem is how you're going to take a bath. You'd probably have to wait till midnight when the bath area is empty. You won't be spotted that way.
贅沢を申し上げるつもりはありませんわ。
Right, that solves that problem. Now, what do you say we pack your stuff away and kick back for a while?
はい。
Despite my better judgment, I simply can't say no to Yui when she gives me that smile. With this, our secret slumber party began.
愛してる。
Ah! We continued killing time, watching TV and snacking on bits of smoked cheese until the clock struck 6 p.m. Everyone should be heading to dinner right about now, so now's my chance to strike. So, listen, only have a single bed, so it might be a little cramped with the both of us.
ですがその分密着できると考えたら素敵ではありませんか？
Yeah, I guess, but if it gets too uncomfortable for you, I can always sleep on the sofa.
そんな狭くてもはじめさんと一緒がいいです。
You're pretty pushy today, huh? This might be the first time I've ever seen her acting so
ぐいぐい
spoiled.
来るのはお嫌いですか？
Nah, it makes me pretty happy to be honest. Anyways, why don't we try laying down together to see how we fit?
こうしてくっつけば二人でも大丈夫そうですわね。
Not as big as yours, is it?
そうですわね。
Like this should be plenty.
ですが 今ははじめさんの体がとても温かいです。
Hell, she can even like just lay down on top of him. I guess this isn't so bad after all. It's weird, I sleep in this bed all the time, but when I'm with you, it feels completely different.
私も初めてエッチした日の夜、ベッドにはじめさんの匂いが染みついていて、なかなか眠れませんでしたわ。
Well, I sure hope history doesn't repeat itself tonight. Wasn't able to sleep at all that night either.
はじめさん、はじめさんとこうしてくっついていると安心できると言いますか、すごくリラックスできます。
So that's why. I was wondering why it started to travel down again. There we go, that's better. Spending time together like this is pure bliss.
I see it.
And Yamabuki comes in. Still can't believe you brought your pajamas with you. After cuddling for a while, the two of us got ready for bed, ready to sleep. Why is Yui still there? Despite the fact that Yui only brought a single extra tote bag in addition to her regular bag, she had somehow been able to fit an entire overnight kit within.
どうかなさいました。どうか
It's
な
still
さいま
there!
して。
No, it's just refreshing seeing you in pajamas for once. You girls did have that sleepover here last night, but you've never been in my room before wearing these. In fact, this is the first time I've ever had a girl in pajamas in my room. I think it's pretty sexy, to be honest.
そんなことをおっしゃらないでください。
Why is Yui still in the bottom corner?
こちらまで意識してしまうじゃありませんか。
My bad.
そういうはじめさんは特に普通ですわね。
This is just a regular tracksuit I bought at the mall. Am I the only one who just only wears boxers while sleeping? Is that a weird thing? Oh well. Are girls even interested in seeing a boy's pajamas?
そこは男子も女子もお互い様ですわ。はじめさんのファンクラブにパジャマ姿の写真を持っていこうものなら、きっと大金が動きますわよ。
My fan club? Didn't know that thing still existed. I thought for sure they'd disband after my relationship with Yui became public knowledge.
ああ、ですが確か、ファンクラブから会長カップルを陰ながら見守る会に変わったとかなんとか。
That's a little unsettling, to be honest.
私も青葉から聞いて初めて知りましたわ。
I'll have to remember to ask her for the details later. But since they haven't caused any problems for me so far, I guess I can leave them be for now. Afterwards, we talked about Aoba, her classes at Misakiyama, our activities in the student council. From serious topics to meaningless gossip, Yui and I chatted late into the night, making the most of our time together. You better, after telling us that she's bad in the morning, show us them trying to wake up. You fucking better. I'm disappointed in you. I'm so disappointed in you. Why is she still there? Thanks, now go see if there's anyone else who could use a hand. Today we've been tasked with helping set up the venue for the joint Kensugan Misakiyama School Assembly being held tomorrow.
看板この位置で曲がってない？右側をもう少しだけ上に持ち上げて。ストップ！そこで大丈夫ですわ。
Yuri and the others are in charge of setting up the giant panel on the stage, though they seem to be having a bit of trouble with it. I'm honestly impressed that Alba's managing to adjust it on her own. That must take a lot of strength.
会長、明日の進行なんですけど、 実際にはこんな感じになるみたい。
Oh, thanks. Let's see. First, the opening statements by the student presidents and the principal's address for 15 minutes. Say, Yamabuki, do you think we could cut all the formalities in the beginning?
でも
I would give the Public Morals Committee 5 more minutes to talk, and I was thinking they could address the students staying after school hours to cram for midterms.
ちょっと待って。風紀委員の話はこっちから伝えておくけど、生徒会長の挨拶は今までの会長がやってきてたんだから、そんなこといきなり言われても。
I know, especially since the whole school is going to be gathered here. But our audience's attention is bound to wander the longer this drags on. We don't want them tuning out when important topics are being discussed.
それは
The fact that she needs a moment to think means that she agrees with that statement, at least to some degree. I understand what you're trying to say, though. Naturally, the school has its traditions to uphold, so I won't tell you to cut them out completely. But at the very least, I want the principal's address to be shortened to 5 minutes. And we should also cut the opening statements down from 10 minutes to 3. But we'll need to double check with the teachers first. It hasn't gotten that cold out yet, so we probably won't need to bring out the electric heater for tomorrow. They'll get someone to make sure it's in working order anyway.
そういうことなら分かったわ。ストーブの件も伝えておくわね。
Fuck, thanks. Satisfied with the compromise, Yamabuki nods and heads towards the exit. Oh, it's Yui. Catching her eye from afar, I wave her in a direction, to which she responds with a slightly embarrassed wave of her own. It's unfortunate that I can't walk over there and chat, since we're both on the job today. But once we're finished, we'll be free to do as we please. As a matter of fact, I was thinking of inviting her on an after-school date later.
ゆい、どうした？いえ、なんでもありませんわ。私たちも次の作業に移りますわよ。ねえ、ちょっと休もうよ。何をおっしゃいますの。手が空いているなら先輩たちのお手伝いして早く終わらせないと。とかなんとか言っちゃって。さっきもお兄のこと見てたし。本当は早くお兄と帰りたいだけでしょ？まだ元気が余っているようでしたら、お仕事を追加していただきましょうか。悪魔、ユイ！あなたが私をどう思っているのか、よーくわかりましたわ。はぁ、嘘、ゆいちゃん大天使。まったく。
They sure seem to be having fun over there. Knowing those two, though, their conversation must be somewhat along those lines. Still, it seems like they're actually finishing. They are actually finished setting up the panel now, so. Hey, Alba! If you don't have anything else to do, can I get you to wipe down all the windows for me?
まどすけ？お湯ある？
Don't be silly. Aqua's wiping them from the outside, so you could at least help with the inside.
しょうがないな。後でチーズちょうだいよ。はじめさんの言葉なら聞くんですね。
Yui watches Alba trot off with an exasperated expression. I can only imagine how much trouble my sister causes her on a regular basis.
さすが青葉のお兄さんですわね。扱いが慣れてますわ。
Well, she's willing to work as long as she gets a reward. In that sense, she's actually pretty easy to deal with.
なるほど。今後の参考にさせていただきますわ。
Be careful though, if you do it too much here, she'll only ask you for more and more.
多少手のかかる子の方が愛くるしく感じるものですわ。
Huh. So that's what you meant last time.
青葉が妹になった時は何と呼べばいいんでしょうね。
At this rate, it feels like Yui will be part of the family in no time. Still, you should let me know whenever she starts acting up. I'll tell her off for you.
あら、頼りになるお兄様ですこと。
I'm not sure if she's teasing or not, but she seems to place a lot of trust in me. I wonder if she'd be disappointed if I said I only called out to her because of how captivating she looked with that diligent expression on her face. In truth, while Yui comes to visit our student council room quite often, I've never actually visited hers. As a result, I've never had much of a chance to see her when she's hard at work.
どうかされまして?
No, it's nothing. I was just thinking this might be the last time I get to see you doing any student council work.
そうですわね。大きなイベントはハロウィンパーティーが最後でしたから、そう考えると少々名残惜しさも感じますわね。
Yeah, we did get to work together a few times, but I hadn't fallen in love with you yet back then. But I always admired you for being so capable and responsible.
ありがとうございます。
Okay, stop flirting. You have work to do.
私がしっかりしていないと、青葉たちが不安になってしまいますから。
True enough, Yuri's pretty much the only person of Alba's age that she ever listens to. Still, when I was watching you instruct Alba on how to set up the panel earlier, I realized that we student presidents don't do much heavy lifting ourselves.
私は重いものとか持てませんし、こういった指示役の方が助かりますけど、はじめさんは実際に動きたいんですか?
Well, I'm not nearly as brawny as someone like Hakwa, but I guess I want to feel like I'm helping out too sometimes. The fact of the matter is, Hakwa is usually the one who does all the physical labor. All I do is stand around and bark orders to people. Naturally, that's how division of labor works. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm not contributing enough.
ですが先ほど、行動から出ていく山吹先輩に伺いましたわ。
Oh, she's not gonna be happy about Yui sharing that tidbit, isn't she?
学長に話を通し、タイムスケジュールの調整までされるとか。はじめさんでなければ、そこまで頭が回りませんわ。
You're giving me too much credit. The principal hasn't even approved of the changes yet. But I suppose I have earned a bit more trust ever since the ban on romance was lifted. So, you should be willing to consider them at least.
普通の学生では、そこまでの信頼を得ることも難しいと思いますが。
Well, you can thank the Tourist Association at the Chamber of Commerce for that. A lot of our community work wouldn't have been nearly as successful without them. Really though, we're just lucky that sales are growing so much. In fact, the school principal has been so impressed with our work that he even offers us snacks from time to time. Anyways, that's enough chit-chat. Where's my fucking cover? I need my blankie! I actually do not know where we got this blanket. I literally just found it upstairs in the living room and decided to grab it because I was feeling cold one day. Ever since then, it's been in my possession because I've just kind of kidnapped it. Ah yes, the kleptomaniac, he lives in me. Let's try doing this. There we go. Now my hand is also still inside the blanket. We're not going to set a good example sitting around wasting time like this. Let's finish up the rest of our work.
また後ほど。
This looks kind of ridiculous. Alright, everyone. Look, thanks for your help today, and have a good day. By the time we had finished setting up, the sun was already beginning to set. I searched for Yui and soon spotted her talking with a few other student council members from Misakihama. Maybe we'll have to walk home another time then.
会長、帰りに購買寄ってきませんか?
I'm sure I'm feeling a bit hungry now that you mention it. I could go for some snacks.
もう、そんな風にしてると夕飯入らなくなるわよ。お兄、ゆいにさっきなんか言った？
What did I say?
なんかね、お兄に褒められたってめっちゃデレデレしてるんだよね。
Dreamy? Yui?
ちょっと青葉、何を？ 私は別にデレデレなんてしていませんわ。
さっきから口元がニヤニヤしてるのに、それはちょっと説得力がないんじゃない？
それは青葉の勘違いでしょ。私はデレデレもニヤニヤもしていません。
Nevertheless, the corners of Yui's mouth seemed to be resisting the temptation to curl upwards, like Alba said. It's so cute that I'm finding it hard not to break into a grin as
で
well.
きる女って感じでかっこよかったって言われたって、嬉しそうに話してきたのは誰だったかな？
仕事中にそんな報告するわけないじゃない。寝ぼけていたのでは？
So what if she was grinning? Stop teasing her about every little thing, Alba. You don't have to put up with her antics. Feel free to give her a good scolding when I'm not around.
ちょっと前まではそんな風に言わなかったくせに。
もしかして青葉、やはりあなた、はじめさんを取られたと感じてますの？
違うし、そんなわけないじゃん。
Well, if you say so.
その上から目線ムカつくー！取られたってお兄は私のお兄だもん。
It's really hard to tell if she's being honest with her feelings or not. But either way, I give her head a few light pats to reassure her.
なでるな。妹扱いしてもいいけど子供扱いはするな。
あら、かわいい。
しかいじった仕返しなんだな。
Looks like it'll be a while before she calms down. Still, there's no need to hide it if you're happy, Yui.
何のことですの？
スルーすんな。
I'm not afraid to admit that I admire you, both on and off the job.
そうですか。気に入っていただけたなら何よりですわ。
Like before, she flushes bright pink with embarrassment. In fact, she looks so happy that it makes me want to compliment her even more.
もしかして本気で照れてる？
こんなの照れるに決まっているでしょ。
Not bad. I could use seeing this side of you, this side of Yui. On that note, Alba, how exactly was she acting dreamy?
青葉、先ほどはじめさんからできる女と言われましたの。私、褒められてしまいましたわ。青葉さっきの仕返しだし。
それにはじめさんはどちらの味方ですの？
Me? I've been neutral from the start. That said, maybe I did get a little carried away.
大体褒められてしまいましたなんて言ってませんわ。
So you did say the first one?
それは。
ほら、何騒いでるの？早く行動から出るわよ。鍵かけられないじゃない。
Look around, see that your dorm had emptied out except for us. Now Buki, finally having gotten fed up with waiting, shoos us towards the exit.
別に好きで騒いでいるわけではありませんわ。青葉がからかってこなければ私だって。
Okay, let's leave it at that, Yui. I didn't think Alba was going to mock you like that, so let me apologize for her too.
まったく、兄弟揃って私をからかって楽しんでますのね。
Don't take it personally, I just like to say what's on my mind, that's all.
いいよ。もっと顔は隠してみようか。
やめ、取るんじゃありません。
Alba, send me those later. Alright, no more cheese for you, Alba.
もうしないから。
Seeing as I'm partly to blame, though, I shouldn't scold her too
イ
harshly.
チャついてるならこのまま鍵かけるわよ。
How about you just leave the key with me then? I can lock up for you and return it later.
そうですわね。私としても問題ありませんし。
わかったわ。こうも開き直られてると怒る気にもなれないわね。それじゃ、青葉さん、行くわよ。はーい。ゆいも、また明日。
あ、ちょっとお待ちなさい。
And he's gone.
あのフットワークの軽さがこうもあだになるとは。普段は気さくなイメージで話しやすいらしく、生徒たちの相談役にもなっているんですが。
Seriously, people actually go to Alba for advice? This might be a little rude, but I seriously can't imagine that at all. If anything, I would have thought that Alba was the source of most people's troubles herself. Guess there's still a lot I don't know about my little sister, even though we live in the same dorm. Seems like she actually knows how to behave when I'm not around.
相談役といっても、大抵恋愛話で盛り上がってるだけみたいですし、アドバイスも基本的に当たって砕けろらしいですわ。
Well, when I go to Alba for advice, when you go to Alba for advice, you get what you pay for, I guess. At any rate, Yui and I decide not to linger any longer and leave the auditorium behind.
愛してる。
Following her lead, I eventually find myself at the top of the clock tower's observation deck. There aren't likely to be any students coming up here at this time of day, so it's the perfect spot for us to be alone. But more importantly, it was also the spot where I answered her confession, and we officially became a couple. Oh my god, this is quite a gorgeous CG.
それにしても、はじめさんの前でカッコつけようにも、青葉のせいで、むしろ恥ずかしいところを見られてしまいましたわね。
I didn't think you looked like a fool. If anything, it was refreshing to see you looking so flustered, considering how put together you usually are.
はじめさんって、私がどんな姿を見せても、受け入れてくれそうですよね。
Would, as long as you're not sad or hurt or anything. Your happy side, your embarrassed side, your excited side, those I'd like to see even more. They'll all become precious memories that we can look back on later and share a good laugh about.
まったく、そうやってまたこちらが照れること、平然とおっしゃられるのですね。
Well, I'm just speaking from the heart.
ずるい人。
The truth, though, it's all I can do to stop myself from blushing. Alba?
我ながらベストショットだと思うよ。
What? That little... Accompanying Alba's text was the photo of Yui's embarrassed face that she'd taken with her phone earlier. It's a nice gesture, considering how much I scolded her for taking it.
どうかなさいまして？
Oh, it's Alba. She sent me that picture she snapped earlier.
さっきの？今すぐ消してください。
No can do. Sorry, but I can never erase the memory we shared together.
へりくつです。だいたい写真なんかなくても、実物がここにいるんですから、私を見ればいいではありませんか。
I can now when we're together, but if I start missing you when I'm at home, I'll be able to look at this to tide myself over.
それは、仕方ありませんわね。では代わりに、はじめさんのお写真もいただけますか？
I suppose that's only fair. Plus, after hearing how lonely she feels at home sometimes, I feel like I only owe it to her. How about we take one together then? Those photo booths at the arcade even let you put stickers on them.
そうなんですか？
I've never done it before myself, but I can ask Alba about the details later. Let's try it next time.
はい、ぜひ。
It was risky enough to let Yui stay the night in my room, but there'd be a whole host of other problems if we were to stay over at hers. So if there's anything else I can do to ease her loneliness, I'll happily give it a shot. After solidifying our promise to take the photo together, we made our way back to the staff room to drop off the auditorium key.
はじめさんの写真。
Careful, you'll trip if you walk around staring at your phone like that. In the end, though, we hadn't even made it past the school grounds before Yui begged me to let her take my pictures, to which I finally agreed. Ever since then, she's been clutching her phone with unbridled glee. You've got the real thing right next to you, you know?
はじめさんがたくさん、幸せですわ。
Hello, right to Yui. She's not gonna go home and stay like this all day, is she? She looks so absorbed that I bet she wouldn't even notice if I pranked her a bit. Like if I gave her boobs a little squeeze, for example. That's not a prank, that's just molestation.
どうされましたの？
nothing, don't worry about it. Seems like Yuri's come back to her senses now, too. I was just telling you to watch your step. Wouldn't want you to trip.
そうですわね。私ったらつい。
She smiles shyly before placing her phone into her bag. But you know, there's something I realized about you today, Yui. You're not very good at getting angry, are you?
何をいきなり。
The way you talk is always so polite. Even when you get mad, you never really sound that way.
そうでしょうか。
Maybe we should try putting this theory to the test. Go ahead, try getting mad at me.
何もないのに怒るというのも。
What if I suddenly groped your boobs?
しばらく口を聞きません。
You can be more upset than that, can't you?
普通に怒ってと言われましても。それでは、ね。
Are you mocking me? Ah! The sheer cuteness of those two words dropped me to my knees.
どうされましたの？
What was this, isn't it, just now? I felt like I caught a glimpse of heaven.
何かおかしかったでしょうか？
No, not strange per se. I don't think my heart can handle this much adorableness. Do that one more time.
ね？ですわ。
This is bad. I'm starting to find this oddly comforting.
はじめさんの様子もおかしいですし、やはり何か間違っているのでは。
No, that's not it. Just promise you won't get mad at anyone else like that. Only me.
はじめさんにだけですか？ですが、はじめさん優しいですし、この先も特に怒る必要ないと思いますが。
Please be angry at me! Be angry at me every day!
よくわかりませんが。目ですわ。今のはじめさんなんだか狂気を感じます。
Ah! I don't really call me a bad boy! Can we, drop this?
はじめさん？怒ってほしいとおっしゃったのははじめさんですのよ。なのに、笑っていては意味がありませんわ。目ですの。
I don't want anyone else to see this adorable side of her. I want to keep it all to myself.
もう、はじめさんどうして笑ってますの？おかしいならおかしいと正直におっしゃってください。
Sorry, Yui, but there's no escaping how cute you are. And for the rest of the way home, I continued making her scold me on purpose. I'm disappointed in you, Hajime. So very disappointed. Is everyone here?
ねえ。それにしても、厄介なことになったわね。
After school, the rest of the student council members and I gather around the president's desk to tackle the problem at hand. A typhoon is coming. The weather forecast said that the storm would last through to tomorrow, putting us in a rather troublesome predicament. It had to come on a weekend, didn't it?
買い物行くつもりだったけど、これじゃね。
平日に被ってくれれば休校だったのに、残念っすね。
Even Yamabuki seems to be having a hard time finding any positives to all this. Due to our close proximity to the ocean, the authorities usually recommend staying indoors when a typhoon makes landfall. Like Aqua said, classes would have to be cancelled. Still, whining and complaining about the weather won't make it clear up any faster. We just have to accept and do what we can to deal with it. Now, the homeroom teachers have already warned everybody, but I think the dorms could do with another reminder to prepare for the storm. We should advise students to stay indoors this weekend and stock up on groceries and other essentials beforehand if they can. Let me know if there's anything else you think we should address. We'll make a list of guidelines to follow and have the dorm supervisors notify the other residents.
なら、寮長としていいかしら。
Go ahead, Yamabuki.
まず一つは、各部屋にある非常用の懐中電灯の位置を確認しておくこと。次に、停電があっても騒がず落ち着いて、復旧を待ってほしいってことを追加してほしいわ。
Oh, don't fucking mention a blackout to me right now. Shut up. Stop, Yoshino.
寮長たちの集まりがこの後あるから、そこでも私から他の寮長に伝えておくけど、念のため書いておいてほしいの。
Sure, we'll add those 2 points to the list.
寮長ってのも大変っすね。台風があるといつも集まってるんすか？
一応ね。台風なら来る前と来た後集まるし、地震の時なんかも被害の報告し合うし。
へえ。そう考えると寮長って結構めんどくさいっすね。
Speaking of work, why aren't you writing any of this down?
そういえば俺初期じゃないっすか。
You might not have had much to do lately, but how do you forget your own position? Anyways, moving along. Next, we need to talk about the students who commute to school from home.
失礼いたします。
失礼しまーす。
We've been seeing these two here quite often lately, but it's nice to see that they're working closely together. What can I do for you?
実は今回の台風について生徒会での対応を考えていたんですが。
Perfect time thing. We were discussing the same thing.
そしたらさ、先生なんて言ったと思う？
Huh? I'm assuming it has something to do with why they're here. I'm guessing he suggested you come brainstorm with us.
あ、いやいや、それがさ、台風は二宮くんに追い払ってもらいましょう。だって
How? It's a typhoon, not some stray cat! Go away! Like, Mia just fucking opens the fucking window. Piss off! See? Doesn't fucking help! I like how he just straight up just screams out of the window, go away! See? Nothing! I'm not a goddamn miracle worker, you know?
鬼が切れた。
He's... Ah, yes. The Storm Whisperer. I'm gonna call the part that. Especially since so many people in the Discord server are going to get confused.
はじめさん、落ち着いてください。
I hadn't really snapped, I just wanted to demonstrate what a futile effort it was. As for our actual plan, though, we've decided to have the dorm supervisors give the students a few reminders. Also, let me just write down the title. Storm Whisperer. There we go. The details are over there. I look towards the room's whiteboard and the two girls follow my gaze. We've already got a few ideas in place. Are there any other guidelines you think we should add, Yui?
なんで小塚なんすか？
Because she's the only one here who commutes to school from home.
そのようですわね。ですが、申し訳ありません。そこに書いてあるようなことしか思い浮かびませんわ。
なら、寮向けには文面で通達するとして、家から通っている人たちにはどうやって通達します？
I suppose the only way would be to have the school contact each of them individually. Or perhaps the school could send them all a text. There aren't that many students who commute from home, so it shouldn't be too much work. Everyone should be able to get the message this way.
なら、寮以外の生徒については先生に丸投げってことでいいっすかね？
I don't know if Hozumi will be dropping by later, so I'll swing by the staff room to let her know the plan, just in case. Anyways, we should wrap things up for today. Thanks for coming, everyone. It's already getting pretty windy outside, so we should all head back as soon as we can.
それじゃあ会長、悪いけど連絡の件お願いしますね。
Ibuki quickly gets dressed before heading out the door to her dormitory supervisor's meeting.
待ってくださいよ。文面の確認もあるんで、俺もそっち行きます。
Aqua dashes out of the student council room as well, chasing after Ibuki.
さーて、私も、これ以上風が強くなる前に帰りますかね。
Try not to get blown away, alright?
大丈夫。ほら見てよ。
Aoba reaches down and flips up her skirt with a smug grin.
あなた、下にハーパン履いてるから全然恥ずかしくないもんね。
That doesn't mean you have to flash us, you idiot. She really has no sense of shame at all, does she? Besides, I wasn't talking about your skirt being blown away, I was talking about you.
なんだ、だったら最初からそう言ってよ。過剰なサービスで鬼喜ばせちゃったじゃん。次からお金取るよ。
Nobody asked for one! Now beat it already!
はいはい、帰りますよーで。じゃあゆい、お兄のことよろしくね。
I just was expecting her to just like reach under her shirt and just pull out a fucking sand sack or something. This'll protect me. Alba finally departs, leaving Yui and I alone in the room. As we start getting ready to lock up, I realize she must have planned for us to be the last two to leave as well. Have you guys finished locking up at Misakihama too?
向こうに戻らなくて済むように、先に戸締まりをして、鍵も返却済みですわ。
Great, then let me return our key to the staff room and we can be on our way.
はい。
The wind begins to grow in intensity as we step outside, signaling the typhoon's approach. From the tingling in my chest, I can tell that it's about to rain. Man, it's so windy! Stormy weather is pretty exciting, isn't it?
今のはじめさん、子供みたいですわよ。
Oh, come on, doesn't it just get your blood pumping? Nothing's more exhilarating than the lead up to a storm.
私はちょっと。
Maybe it's a guy thing.
今回の台風で、はじめさんにお願いがありまして。
What's
も
this?
しよろしければ、台風が来る日だけで構いませんので、私の家に泊まってくださいませんか？
What? You want me to like spend the night there?
あの会議の後で、このようなお願いをするのは矛盾してしまいますが。
Are you scared of thunderstorms?
苦手というわけではないんです。ただその日も、お父様たちは会社に泊まることになってまして。
Ah, I gotcha. Though I'm not sure your parents would approve of me spending the night there unsupervised.
そこはご心配なく、すでに了承は得ていますので。
Seriously? I could hardly believe they'd let Yui sleep at my place last time. But now they're even willing to return the favor?
簡単な話ですわ。万が一何かが起きた時、私一人では対処できるかわかりませんもの。それに、はじめさんの噂、父も商工会づてに聞いているらしくて。
Oh, okay, that's a good bonus. Like, it's just some serious, like, this is like the second game where it's just like typhoon shit happening again. Is something similar gonna happen where he just has to fix windows? Like, we had plenty of that in Tsushima Son of Junai Road. Also, plenty of typhoons. Like, over the course of the game, like, what? 5? Like, 6 even? How many typhoons were there in Tsushima Son of Junai Road? I'm pretty sure it was 6. Can somebody, like, check that? It should be 6. Oops. Yeah, it should be 6. Pretty sure. Like, the second one is always, like, near the finale of the route. Actually, I don't remember if there's a 6th one, like a second one in Ai's route. I know there's one in Ai's route. It's the one where they, after their little trouble, both try to fix up. Yeah, that is the one near the end for Ai's route. The question is if there's like the first one. I don't remember right now. Somebody just needs to check that. Anyways, oh, the Chamber of Commerce? Well, after all we've done with them, after all we've done with them at the Tourist Association, I hope they've been saying good things.
お父様もあの学園の卒業生ですから、歴史を変えた生徒会長に一度会ってみたいとおっしゃっていましたわ。
That's a lot of pressure. Still, I never expected my community work to pay off like
と
that.
言っても、そうそう万が一は起きないと思いますけど。
So that was just an excuse. Hold on.
あら、人聞きの悪い。はじめさんはあくまで保険ですから、万が一さえ起きなければ、何をしようが私たちの自由でしょ。
True.
それにはじめさんだって、それなりの期待されているのではなくて。
I guess it's all too easy to imagine what men think about. That's just plain unfair. If I had to say whether I wanted to stay tonight or not, I'd naturally choose the former. But with the way she looks pleadingly at me, I just can't say no. Alright, I'll do my best to convince Yobuki to let me stay over. So, let me know when I get an answer. So I'll let you know when I get an answer.
ありがとうございます。
That said, I'm not sure she'll be as lenient as Yui's parents. But in any case, I should talk this over with her as soon as I can, so I hastened to bring Yui back home. He just comes back to the dorm, just goes to Yamabuki's. So Yamabuki's room, just knocks, like, "What's up? Hey, Yamabuki, Mama, can I stay over at Yui's place tomorrow?" What the fuck did you just call me? Mom, let me stay over there, please. Stop calling me Mom, please. Phew, made it. Thank God Sensei was there too. Upon returning to the dorm, I ran into Yamabuki, who had just finished her dorm supervisor's meeting, as well as Hozumi, who had been overseeing the proceedings. To be honest, it was much easier for me to talk to them both, rather than Yamabuki alone. So after explaining to them Yui's request and telling them the situation with her parents, they'd given me permission to sleep over on the condition that it be a last resort. As an educator, though, Hozumi couldn't help but add one final caveat. I was to return to the dorm should the weather permit. But I've got everything I need to stay the night, so we'll see about that.
はじめさん、お待ちしていましたわ。お泊まりの支度は整えていらして。
More or less. Well, I might get Hozumi into a bit of trouble, but I doubt I'll be able to make it back to the dorm in this weather anyways. In any case, your parents trusted me to take care of you, so that's what I plan on doing.
そうですわね。ここでお父様たちの信用をなくしたくありませんもの。ささ、振られないうちに中へどうぞ。
Don't mind if I do. Yuri leads me into her living room, where we can see a number of emergency rations and flashlights already prepared in case anything happens.
荷物は私がお部屋に運んでおきますので、ゆっくりしていってください。
Oh, nah, I can do it. It's my luggage for one, and it's pretty heavy.
いけません。わがままを言った分、このくらいはさせてください。
Snatching my bag from my hands, Yuri marches off before I can say another word. I'm excited for our sleepover too, but she seems to be in even higher spirits than me.
はじめさん、
What's wrong?
今日はずっと離れませんから、覚悟してくださいね。
She caught me off guard. I can feel my face instantly flushing bright red. If I calm myself down before she gets back, or I'll never hear the end of it. Everywhere I've looked seems fine.
そうですわね。あとはこのリビングくらいでしょうか。
Leaving the more private areas of her home, such as her parents' bedroom, to Yui, I combed over the entire house looking for leaks or signs of rain seeping in, but found absolutely none. And with emergency rations already prepared in the living room, there doesn't seem to be much else for me to do. Oh, what's that bundle over there? There's a largish package wrapped in cloth. That, like their emergency rations, seems to have been brought here from a different room. What's in that package over there, Yui?
ああ、あれですか？あれには浴衣や着物が入っていますの。万が一濡れたりしたら大変ですので、ここに持ってきました。
Oh, your yukata.
花火大会の時には着ていけませんでしたし、お見せする機会がないのは残念ですわね。
Oh, I thought for sure you were going to say you'd put it on for me.
あら？着てほしいんですか？
Of course, I'd love to see you in a yukata.
浴衣の着付けをおばあ様から習っておいてよかったです。ただ、この浴衣3年前に買っていただいたものなので、
It's still
着れ
perfectly
るか
fit.
どうか。
I'd still really like to see it though. Please, give it a shot. And you know, if it looks a bit more skimpy than you remember, that's just a bonus.
わかりました。少々お待ちくださいね。今、準備してまいりま
What
す。
the fuck? Seriously, thank you! Yui picks up her yukata and walks out of the room to change. The fact that it might be a little too small for her only gets me more excited. Her petite figure is well suited for yukatas as well, so I can't wait.
どうぞ。
She's depressed that it still fits so well, isn't she? Wow, it fits you perfectly!
こんなはずでは。
Why'd you look so shocked?
だって、ぴったりなんですのよ。丈も、胸も。これって私が、3年前から一切成長していないということではありませんか。
Well, I guess that's true. But I still think you look amazing in it.
具体的に言ってくださいませんと、信じられませんわ。
I think the blue compliments your hair really well, and you wore it so neatly. You look even prettier than usual. Also, there's dump truck hips going on, if you get what I'm saying. I should have just shut the fuck up. Why did I vocalize those thoughts? To be honest, I'm falling in love with you all over again.
さすがにそれは褒めすぎです。この浴衣は、おばあ様が選んでくださったのであって、私が選んだわけでは。
Oh, your grandma got some damn fine taste then. Well, she definitely picked out the perfect one for you, let me tell you. I can tell she really loves and cares about you. Since Yui seems to be very fond of her grandmother, I'm certain her grandmother's just as fond of her. Otherwise, she wouldn't be taking such good care of her yukata and kimono. From the looks of it, they even seem to be in mint condition. Yui?
ありがとうございます。
It's nice seeing you wear something different than usual.
喜んでいただけて何よりですわ。もしかして、この格好でしたくなりましたか？
Don't give me any ideas.
つまり、今したくなりそうになっているということですわね。
Well, of course I am. I know Yui likes to tease me like this on purpose sometimes, but you should know how dangerous it is to tempt a man's libido, especially when we're all alone in her house right now.
このままだと襲われそうですし、何より動きにくいので着替えますわね。
Oh, already?
台風の中浴衣でいるのも変ですし、いずれまた、ね。
And know what this is? This is supposed to like the same like pattern as like the middle of the flowers, like the stamens. I think they're fucking called. I don't know. Well, basically, I know that's what this is supposed to be. But just looking at it out of the corner of the eye, it looks like hair, like just a tuft of black hair. All right, fine. I'll be waiting eagerly for that day.
では、リビングで待っていてください。着替えたらすぐ戻りますので。
Oh boy, can't wait for the...
愛してる。
Alright, cut off there. After Yui finishes changing back into her regular clothes, we lean back and relax in the living room, sipping our black tea. I personally could have sworn that it's gonna be a case of, whoops, blackout. He quickly goes to check up on her with a flashlight, and she's just mid-taking it off, just panicking. Anyways, outside, the howling of the storm grows louder by the minute. I wonder if the typhoon's touched down yet. Sounds like a thunderstorm's coming in too. Looks like we're in for it now.
そうですわね。
Yui!
何ですか？私はただ無性に、はじめさんとくっつきたくなっただけですが。
You're not scared of thunder, are you?
人には誰しも弱点があり、そこを突かれれば死にます。
That's a little harsh, don't you think?
いいですか？絶対に離れないでくださいね。お手洗いも一緒ですよ。あ、ですが、耳は塞いでいてください。
Now we're just being silly.
では、はじめさんは、私がどうなってもいいと？
What about your pride as a woman?
プライドを持ってお願いしているんです。
This is good. Do a single strike of thunder would freak her out this much. How did you use to cope when it started thundering?
2年ほど前までは、お父様たちが家を開けていても、おばあ様がそばにいてくださいましたから。
3 or so years ago? Perhaps it's best not to touch on that subject then. At the very least, I gather that Yui's been leading a fairly lonely life in this house for these past 2 years. What about when you're at school?
雷が鳴り終わるまで、微動だにしませんわ。
He says this oddly impressively, though I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be impressed about. In that case, maybe I should have brought Alba along with me.
私が雷をダメだと知っているのは、学園内ではじめさんだけですわ。
I'm surprised it's not common knowledge already.
生徒会長として、無様な姿を見せられませんもの。
It's clear that she wants to keep it a secret,
それ
still.
に、青葉にバレたら笑われそうですし。でも、あの子にだけはバレたくありません。
You're scared of thunder too, you know. You bet she's screeching her head off right about now. She can't calm down unless she has someone to hold on to, so she's probably clinging to one of her friends as we speak. But you won't ever do anything like that, do you?
自分のことで必死になっていて、されてても覚えがありませんわ。
Just how scared of thunder are you? Nevertheless, she still seems to be fairly calm for now. Whoa, relax, just my phone. Sensei?
どうして先生から電話が？
Probably something to do with the typhoon, I'd guess.
いえ、そうではなく、どうして先生がはじめさんの番号を？
Don't worry, it's just Hozumi. You've met her a few times before, haven't you?
そういうことでしたら。
She still doesn't seem too pleased about it. She's not feeling jealous of her, is she? At any rate, I can't simply ignore Sensei's call. Could be something important. Ninomiya speaking.
あ、もしもし二宮くん？まだ小塚さんのお家？
Yes, we just finished checking the house for leaks.
ああ、そんな余裕かまってるってことはテレビ見てないでしょ。
No, I haven't. Is the weather getting bad?
これから暴風域に入るし、強風波浪高潮警報が出てるから絶対戻ってこようとしないでね。多分あの橋の上、瞬間最大風速40メートルは超えるだろうし、万が一海に落ちたら死んじゃうからね。
She doesn't mince words, does she? But she's right. It'd be downright suicidal to try and cross that bridge in this weather. How are things on campus?
今のところ学生寮はどこも問題ないみたいよ。まあ問題があるとすれば、
What happened?
さっきから二宮くんの姿が見えなくてどこに行っちゃったのかな。あれ？てか私今誰と話してるんだっけ？
Right.
私は誰とも話してないし、二宮くんっぽい君も私と話してない。というわけだから、それでまたね。
Looks like Yui and I were the only ones who hadn't realized how close the typhoon was. At any rate, it doesn't seem like we'll be able to go outside until the storm passes. Not that I'd make it back to campus in time for curfew anyway.
テレビで台風情報の確認されますか？
Good thinking. I'll check online too, and see if I can learn anything new. Oh, that one sounded pretty close just now.
はじめさん、
You okay?
何をおっしゃいますか？私は平気ですわ。それより、お手洗いは大丈夫ですか？案内しますわよ。
Huh? No, I'm okay for
で
now.
は、コーヒーでもいかがですか？利尿作用があって、お手洗いに行きたくなるはずですわ。
Sounds like she's just scared to go to the bathroom alone. If you need to use the bathroom, don't wait on me.
ですがもし、移動中に雷が鳴った場合、ショックで、
I'm sure you can hold it in!
いつ雷が鳴るか、限界が来るかというスリリングな状況、燃えますわ。
Go pee already! Wow, no rain effects. Cheap production. Studios on the Yui-Route had all the rain effects, possibly too many rain effects. Like they showed a CG with rain effects and put rain effects over the rain effects. Still really disappointed that Hiroshi didn't at least once in the entire CG just in the entire game just beat the shit out of somebody. Because that would have been the creme de la creme. Anyways. I mean, it could have been the third World Star moment that happens in IxSHE. Because we have one World Star moment in Maki's route, one World Star moment in Rena's, but I don't think there's a World Star moment in IxSHE route. Anyways. As the night wore on, the wind and rain grew steadily stronger and the sky rumbled with thunder every 5 minutes. As a result, Yui hasn't left my side for a moment. She somehow managed to make it to the bathroom earlier, but when it came time for her bath, she only agreed to enter the tub if I waited outside the door while she bathed, and vice versa.
時間もかかりますし、お風呂はご一緒でも構いませんでしたのよ。
Well, we could have, but it probably would have resulted in... You know what?
ですが、どうせするつもりですのよね。でしたらした後にゆっくりすればよかったのでは？
She has really thought this through, hasn't she? What about your sense of modesty?
それを言うなら、メリハリさえしっかりしていれば問題ありませんわ。私だって明るいところで肌を晒すのは恥ずかしいですし。
Same here.
はじめさんが一緒に入ってくだされば、雷に怯えることもなかったのに。
Why are you so scared of thunder in the first
理
place?
由は特に、いきなり光ってすごく大きな音がしますから。飲みの心臓とまでは言いませんが、突然大きな音が鳴るのに慣れていなくて。
I'm guessing you're not much of a fan of movie theaters either then.
得意ではありませんわね。ホラー映画なんて、脅かすように大きな効果音を鳴らすじゃありませんか。他の映画でも BGM が大きすぎて集中がそがれてしまいますわ。
Right. Well, I'll have to remember that the next time I ask you out on a date.
そうですわね。あ、そういえばゲームセンターも大きな音がうるさくて苦手ですわね。
Ow! Okay, I get it. You're gonna twist my arm off. There must be some way to distract from the weather.
くっついていても多少は紛れますけど、やはり怖いものは怖いですわ。
Well, how about a kiss instead?
少しはマシかもしれませんわ。もう雷の音も聞こえませんわね。
Oh, they fucked. Yep, the rain's a lot softer now. Think we're over the worst of it. By the time I realized it, I could no longer hear the wind howling outside. All was quiet. Now that the thunder is gone, a soft smile of relief has returned to Yui's face.
私の顔に何かついてますか？
Nah, I'm just glad to see you smiling again now. That's all.
もう雷はどこかに行きましたから、雷さえなければ何も怖くありませんわ。それに今日ははじめさんが泊まってくださるんですもの。 笑顔になるのも当然です。寝る前と目を覚ました時に、好きな人がすぐそばにいてくれるなんて、嬉しくないはずがありません。
Feel the same. I feel the same way.
今日は朝まで、なんてことも大歓迎ですわよ。
You can't go saying that kind of stuff, Yui. I might actually take you seriously.
あら、朝まで体を重ねることにご不満でも？
Oh, we all know that they're currently naked and that's what she means. No, I do. But the thing is, it'll be pretty awkward when your parents get home and find us sleeping in your bed together, naked.
ちゃんと起きていれば問題ありませんわ。それにお父様たちは、勝手に私の部屋に入ることはありませんから、気づかれるはずありませんもの。すでにお帰りになられたということにして、お父様たちが出て行ってから帰っていただくことも可能ですし。
Alright. Well, if you do end up oversleeping, you're gonna have to cover for me.
お任せください。寝坊してくださった方が、一緒にいられる時間が増えて嬉しいですけど、あまりわがままは言えませんわね。
Well, I feel like I'll sleep so comfortably that you might not have to.
それでは、今宵は、二人だけの特別な時間を楽しみましょうか。
She gives me another kiss. There's no doubt in my mind that I will indeed have very sweet dreams this night. After that, we continue to spend the night together until morning. I still want to see like a moment of Yui in her mornings.
夜分失礼いたします。ゆいです。
Hey, what's up? It's Friday night. I'd been texting back and forth with Yui about our date tomorrow when she suddenly gave me a call.
その、特に用はなくて、急に声が聞きたくなったと言いますか、ご迷惑でしたか？
Of course not. I prefer talking to you directly like this too.
はい。はじめさんの声を聞くと、胸がドキドキします。
Naturally, the happiness in Yui's voice makes my heart throb as well. I wonder what kind of smile she's making right now. Tomorrow's gonna be so much fun.
私も楽しみで、きちんと寝れるか不安ですわ。
I know you're excited, but you're gonna regret it tomorrow if you don't get some proper shut-eye.
もちろんです。はじめさんとのデート、思いっきり楽しみたいですから。
What was that sound? From the other end of the line, I hear the sound of a chair being knocked over. Perhaps she stood up a little too abruptly. You okay?
お構いなく。
I'm glad she's excited, but it'd be rather unfortunate if she injured herself before our date.
そうだ。ねえ、はじめさん。つかぬことをお伺いいたしますが、デートプランはすでにご用意されてまして？
Well, nothing concrete yet, but I was thinking we could brainstorm some ideas together.
まあ、そうでしたの。でしたらよかったです。
Oh?
今回のデートプラン、私に考えさせていただけませんか？私の考える最高のデートを、はじめさんにお届けいたします。
The absolute confidence in her voice leaves me both excited and nervous in equal parts. But of course, nervous in a good way. I'm sure Yui knows how to plan a trendier date than me, after all. Though naturally, that means she'll be setting an even higher bar for our next date. Alright, it's all yours. Can't wait to see what you have in store for me.
なのでその次は、はじめさんの考える最高のデート、期待してますわね。
Competition to see whose date is better, eh?
そう捉えていただいて構いませんわ。だってそうすれば、常に最高のデートを味わい続けられますもの。ね。
I can practically picture Yui on the other end giving me a mischievous smile and a wink. Although she usually acts so mature, this playful side of her that occasionally slips through is downright adorable. Oh, so that's why you wanted to go out first? That's why you wanted to go first, huh?
それはたまたまです。実はデートプランって 一度練ってみたくて。
You should have said so from the beginning
う
then.
ん。それもそうでしたけど、はじめさんに恥をかかせてはいけない。ですが、私も試してみたいという気持ちが。ね。
But you couldn't help yourself, Faye. That's just like her. Still, whatever she's got planned for our date, I won't lose when it comes to showing affection. Are you sure about this, though? If we need more time to prepare, we can always just have a regular date tomorrow.
それは私への宣戦布告というわけですわね。
No, that's not what I meant at all. Seems like Yui's getting more pumped up by the
ご
minute.
安心ください。実はすでにいくつか候補は絞ってありますから。
Ooh, interesting. Might have a few less date spots to pick from next time, but either way, I'm curious to know where she's taking me. Dates can come in all sorts of different forms. What kind of plan does Yui have in mind? Thanks for putting so much thought into this.
いえ、お礼だなんて。私も、はじめさんとのデートが楽しみで。実は普段から、いろいろなデートを想像してましたの。
Oh, so that's why she was so eager to have this whole date competition thing. Alright, I'm really excited to see what you have
あ
planned.
りがとうございます。放課後のデートや、はじめさんをお家に招待した時も、最終的にはリードされてしまいましたから。
Rather than simply feeling obligated, this must be that pride of hers at work again. Have you already decided what we'll be doing too?
そうですわね。ルートは絞ってありますが、明日までの秘密ですわ。10時に駅のロータリー、そこのモニュメントの前で待ち合わせというのはいかがですか？
Sure. Is there anything special I should bring?
お財布くらいで大丈夫だと思います。それでは、名残惜しいですけど、明日の準備がありますので。
Got it. I'll see you tomorrow then.
それでは、おやすみなさい。
Yeah, good night. She doesn't waste any time, does she? Still, I could tell how much she was looking forward to tomorrow from her voice alone. That alone brings a smile to my lips. Well, I better start coming up with some ideas for my date plan. Fired up and determined to beat Yui at her own game next time, I boot up my computer.
IxSHE テル。
Anyways, I'm gonna leave it off here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye-bye.